What's going on, y'all? Welcome back to My RP Life. I am your host, Juan. This is My RP Life. I have a special guest on today. But before we get it in, I want you guys to subscribe to My RP Life on YouTube, follow me on Twitter, and join my Facebook group, My RP Life Family and Friends. And I have a amazing guest on. He's my brother from another mother, Vincent. Say what's up, Vinny.
Hello, how's everybody doing out there in the podcast listening world?
Ladies and gentlemen, I got a good show for y'all. This brother of mine here, he's severely visually impaired. He's gonna tell his story about where he's at today in his vision and how he became severely visually impaired and stuff like that. So, my brother, you're visually impaired. You're not totally blind yet, right?
Correct. I still have some good usable vision.
All right, so let my audience know the name of your eye condition and, you know, how you see and stuff today.
All right, well, it's on paper. I have NAION, which is non-arteritic ischemic optic neuropathy. Optic nerve damage, basically, but the doctors think that I have LHON, which is Leber's hereditary optic neuropathy.
Right.
The only reason it's not on paper yet is because I took one genetic test and it came out negative, but there's like 4 other tests and they're thousands of dollars, so I don't have that kind of change, so I have to wait for the free.
Right, I hear you, man.
But you want me to explain how it happened, how it started?
Yeah, I want you to start from the beginning if you want and work your way into how you see today.
All right. So it started at work. I was a sewing machine mechanic, and I worked in a big factory facility with like over 400 machines, 400 people. It's a big place. So I had to see close, I had to see far, and I noticed that I wasn't really able to read the signs from really far off. And so I was like, I'm going to go to the eye doctor and get my eyes examined because I have 20/20 vision my whole life. Right. So I went and I did that, and they said, you have a minor prescription. You know, your left eye is worse than your right eye, but if you want to get the glasses, get glasses. So I said, okay. So I just did that, and then a month went by, and I noticed like my vision was doing other weird things. And then I was sitting in my room one day, and I started seeing a little gray speck in my right eye while I was watching TV. And I was kind of curious to what it was. I couldn't rub it away or anything. It wouldn't go. And then, so I went back to the eye doctor, thinking I had a problem with my prescription, and they couldn't figure it out. And a day went by, and that circle turned into a crescent moon, and then that crescent moon started filling the inner portion of my eye, and it turned into a big gray fog, and they were all freaking out, thinking that, maybe I had a brain tumor or something. So they took me for all these specialty tests, and by the time I got to the specialty test, my entire right eye was covered, except for like the upper outer peripheral. Right. All my central vision was gone in that one eye, and they end up trying to tell me I had optic neuritis, and that they thought I had multiple sclerosis. And then I went to get injections for steroids for the inflammation of the eye optic nerve, because they could see that the optic nerve had issues through my MRI, but they just thought it was optic neuritis at first. So, but it stayed like that. They kept telling me, it'll come back, it'll come back. I didn't believe I had multiple sclerosis, so I went and saw different doctors. They said it wasn't MS from the MRIs, didn't show any signs of multiple sclerosis, and they said, it's a conundrum right now, we don't know what's going on. And 7 months later, after going through all this drama with doctor after doctor after doctor, I was at work on a Friday, and I was having weird vision issues that day at work, but they were very unnoticeable. Like I could faintly noticed something was wrong with my vision. I couldn't put on hand what it was, and then at the end of the shift, a gentleman came up to me and said, "Hey, there's a machine you got to work on." And I said, "Where is it?" And he's like, "It's over that way." And when he pointed, I noticed his hand disappeared. I couldn't see his hand. I could see his whole sleeve, but I couldn't see his hand. And I instantly knew something was wrong. And I went to my boss and my head mechanic, and I told him, "I'm not going to be here Monday." He said, "Why?" And I said, "Because I'm losing vision in my left eye now." And I rushed myself. I tried going to Mass Eye and Ear. I was freaking out. I was like mentally unstable at this point. And because I'm like, I'm going blind. Because I know that my right eye wasn't coming back, because it hadn't. And they said it would, and nothing was happening. Right. So I ended up going and see a new doctor. It was a retinal therapist, retinal specialist. Mm-hmm. And he literally put the bomb on me, and he looked at my eyes and he said, "No, your retinas are fine." He goes, I think you need a sleep apnea test. I think it's NaION." Mm-hmm. And he said, and then I said, "Well, they told me my vision would come back." He goes, "Unfortunately," he goes, "I looked at your right eye." He said, "The healing, it looks healed." He's like, it's healed. So he goes, "What vision loss you got now, I think it's permanent. And whatever's going in your left eye is getting bad." And he said, you might as well look into your benefits." And at the time when he said that, I didn't know what he was talking about. Mm-hmm. I'm like, "My benefits, like my insurance?" He's like, "No, disability." Yeah. Like, you're kidding me. So then it really hit me, and then I broke down. Yeah. Because I was like, this is all too much, too fast.
Yeah. I remember when you and I first met and stuff, and when I had my RP life before deleting it, I did that. I was into a deep depression. You remember that?
Yeah.
And that's when you reached out to me and stuff like that, because at that time I think also too you was going through your thing with your vision loss too. So
yeah, I was like, YouTube, when I started my channel on there and stuff, that was the greatest thing I ever done for myself through this, because it was so therapeutic.
Right.
So therapeutic. With the love of like people that are going through similar things, and not knowing, my butt from my elbow, you know what I mean, through this, I had all these people backing me on YouTube, and I felt like I was a part of something, and it was such a helpful experience for me that way. It got me through it big time, through the depression part of it. But yeah, so long story short, I had to learn how to use a white cane. I had to contact the Association for the Blind. Once it really hit me, I was like, what am I going to do? Mm-hmm. I found peer support groups over the years, which I'm still a part of today. I do them every month. I found tech groups where I could learn, accessibility. Didn't know, I had, being sarcastic, I had 20 different devices in my own house that were, accessible for the blind, and never knew it, But little things you didn't know. I didn't know my phone even had TalkBack. I was like, what is that?
Right.
And now, I can do it like a champ, computer, my phone, all that stuff. But
you're a pro at it, yep. Even your editing.
Now, I had no choice, but I feel like it gave me back my normalcy to an extent. Yeah. And I'm grateful for a lot of things, but in a nutshell, they still don't know what's wrong in my eyes. They have no clue what's going on in my vision, but they told me literally word for word, the human body is a conundrum. Mm-hmm. There's some things we can figure out, and there's a million things we can't. So I might never know, but they really believe it's LHON. And I think it could be that too. I met somebody that had it, and his vision's exactly the same as mine, so it makes sense. It's just I'm the only one in my family that I know of for generations that has it, and it's supposed to be passed down through, blood from the mother to the child. Right. And so that'd be the first.
Yeah, but hopefully, all that stuff would get cured from like genetic and gene therapy or, you know, other ways of things. Because you already know, you and I have been doing research and listening to a whole bunch of stuff. So like, I'm not even like, oh my God, what am I gonna do now? You know, it's like I'm already past that stage. It's like where I'm saying to myself, well, it's gone and it is what it is. And if something pops up where they can fix these different eye conditions, whether it's yours or mine, then they fix it. If not, then we just gotta keep on pushing on and dealing with what we gotta deal with, you know?
Yeah, well, I gotta admit, my life, believe it or not, has gotten better since my visual impairment. I don't want to be visually impaired, but it brought me closer to God.
Right.
I found a new love for Jesus, and I'm not a religious nut, okay?
Yeah.
I still live my life just the same as I did before, but my foundations and the way I treat people and the way I treat myself is so much more respectful and better, and I don't know if that makes sense, but
yeah, it does to me, because you open up your heart to God and keep your faith, you know what I'm saying? So it's like you're opening up your heart to God, and God is showing you how to respect and love and show support and stuff, you know?
Yeah, like, you know, this is, you know, God's helped me through this, and through people, and you know, just signs, and you know, like, and what I mean by signs is like, you know, finding the Association for the Blind, and I don't think everything. I know we have control over our lives, but I believe a little voice whispers in your ear, even if you don't hear it audibly, and you get a fork in your road, and you know, there's a bad choice and the right choice to make on that fork, and you know, you got a little guardian angel saying, go to the left, the right choice, go to the left, and you know, sometimes you need to listen. I just think I've been listening.
Yeah, sometimes you gotta go left because L means love. L means, you know, and then if you go right, it might be the wrong decision, dog.
Yeah,
you know?
Yeah. Well, that's the thing about life, you know. You know, there's the times we make our own decisions, and they're not always the right ones, but I got you know, to spend. I have a daughter, and she's 5 now. She just turned 5 in March, and I have a son that's going to be 17, you know, and his mother and I, we didn't always see eye to eye, and I had to grow up with my son not living under my roof. You know, no baby drama. I mean, his mom and I are really good friends now, and throughout his whole life, and but I always had that regret that he wasn't under my roof with me, and I missed certain things, you know, and with this vision loss, I mean, I gotta admit, I got to be with my daughter, you know, like day in and day out, which that was really hard for me in the beginning, because I was definitely afraid of my visual impairment. She was so little. Yeah. And we couldn't afford daycare. It was costing us, you know, crazy money. And, you know, I wasn't working anymore because I didn't quit my job. My job told me that I was a liability, you know, and I mean, I don't want people thinking like, oh, they can't do that. No, I was a mechanic, and there's a lot of safety reasons, and we both came to the decision that it would be best for me to, you know, they tried finding other things for me to do, and it just wasn't going to happen. Right. And I wasn't ready also, so great company, treated me like gold. So just, you know, but that's I got to be with my daughter, and that's a blessing all in itself.
And so your vision, right, where you're at today, do you, I don't know, I think you told me before, do you still see like kaleidoscope still, or like in the dark?
If I'm in a pitch black room, I see like an ocean of waves or kaleidoscope, and things move, and I see lights and swirls and
what about the sky? Remember you told me one time about the sky? Do you still see the sky like that?
I literally believe the certain part of my optic nerves that got damaged, I see there's a spectrum of light I'm either able to see or not able to see anymore, because you know, if any visual person goes out in the night sky and look at the stars, it's black with little twinkles of light everywhere. Yeah. I see the sky, and it's hot pink. Yeah. I still see it. Like, I have a hard time seeing the stars. You know, obviously, I can catch them if I move my eyes left to right sometimes. But the sky itself is a hot pink, which is so unusual. But I'm telling you, it's so beautiful. But sometimes my vision changes too. So sometimes the sky will look closer to dark again. But there's always that hue of pink in there. But some nights it's worse than others, and it's one of those unique things that's come from my vision loss. The way I see is like looking. This is my best explanation of it is when you get out of a shower, a hot steamy shower, and you look at yourself in the mirror. And you can vaguely see yourself in that mirror. Right. And the outer edges of the mirror are starting to come clear again. That is my vision. It's just like that. Right. So I can see people in front of me and stuff like that. I just can't see details. I can't see your face. I don't know what you look like. You're just like colors and shapes in front of me, not blobs, because I see pretty sharply. It's just colors and shapes. Yeah,
you can kind of make out certain details of certain positions, like wherever you position your eye.
Yeah, and if things are closer, if they're brought really close to my face, I can see it a lot easier, like especially trying to read words and stuff. But even as close to my face as I put any writing, it's usually like 2-3 letters at the time tops that I can see at once, and that's like big print. So I use a CCTV and stuff like that, but I can't read books anymore. Right. I really get strained after like one sentence.
Right. Okay. So
words, and I'm done.
So I'm gonna ask you another question. My question is, I asked some of my other in my other interview, I think in one of my other interviews, I think it was Andrew, I asked you something similar to that. Do you feel like now that you're severely visually impaired, when you first started losing your sight, right, in the beginning, and you didn't know what was going on, you was confused and whatever, do you feel like your family or your friends changed on you? Well, most likely not your family, because I know you're close to your family, but like, do you feel like the friends who didn't know before, and when you told them about it, did they change on you, or did they act different around you and stuff? Like even your closest friend, because I know you got other, your best friends and stuff like that.
I believe it or not, growing up, I've always had like a few friends. I don't put my trust into just anybody. I know I'm a friendly person who'll talk to anybody, but like, when it came to life, like high school, I have the same like 2 real friends that live around me, and my cousin. And my cousin, obviously, I know my whole life. My best friend Adam, I known him since I was 5 years old. We were neighbors, and we just been friends ever since. And then I have another friend named Timmy, and I known him since I was like 12 years old. So I put my trust in them. When it happened, they were 100% here for me. Like my buddy Adam, he's a big rig driver. He drives rigs all across the country, and he still makes sure that when he's back for his only 4 days off in a month, he comes and he visits me. And spends time with me and stuff. My cousin Greg, he's amazing. In the beginning, he was here for me day in, day out if I needed him, and he tried helping me like certain, like the inflation in my eyes. He was trying to help me like all these different ways, and trying to look up all these different things we could do. And, because I was trying to get the inflammation to stop so my eyes could come back, and as they were telling me optic neuritis, they go away after the swelling went down, but it never did. But then when it comes to the other people, I gotta be honest, man, I've been like this for almost 3 years now, and they still don't know.
And they still don't know?
I don't tell nobody. I don't want woe is me or oh my gods.
You don't want that pity party thing. Yeah, I hear you.
Yeah, like I don't do social media. I have social media, but I'm never on Facebook and all that. Yeah, and only a few people I've seen on crossings paths and stuff. Like they find out, and and some, I don't know. you know who your friends really are, and that's all I gotta say. Like when, like those people I see, they find out and they're like, "Oh, I'm so sorry for you," and I'm like, I'm not sorry. You know, I'm doing good, and life goes on. But you know, those people that are your acquaintances just become still your acquaintances. They just keep moving on. You know. Yeah.
Right. I bet you when that happened, it gives you like that awkward feeling, that just weird moment, like, okay, dude, like, calm down, it's me, not you, and why you saying sorry? Because you ain't do nothing, you know?
Right. And there's a lot of things I'm still learning every day. I don't get out much. Where I live out in the woods. I got no taxis, no Ubers, no Lyfts. I have one company that will come and pick me up, and they only take me twice a week to either a grocery store or a doctor's appointment. Right. That's it. You know what I mean? And so I rely on my wife, who works crazy hours. She's the most amazing wife in the world. And she, you know, I do the highlights of my week is Wally World, which is Walmart, and Market Basket. So groceries and Walmart. That's like my story of my life.
I hear you. So, I'm a city boy. You already know that, and I'm only going like to the corner stores or the grocery store, and that's it. Like, and ever since this thing going on with this pandemic, it's like I'm keeping my ass home. You know.
Yeah. But man, I know you're interviewing me and everything, but I gotta tell you, I'm proud of you. You've accomplished so much since you've become completely blind.
Yeah.
Way more, I think, than you ever had when you were visually impaired. And I think it's because when we're visually impaired, we will still rely on what sight we still have so much, even when you don't think you're doing it, that it's not until it's completely gone, you have no choice but to figure it out. And dude, I just gotta say, I'm not blowing smoke up your butt. I'm proud of you. Proud of you.
Thank you, my brother, man. I appreciate it, man. Like I've learned a lot along the way, going from visually impaired to now totally blind, and that's why I'm doing this podcast, is to like have your voice be heard and everybody else's voice be heard, and to show like people who are either newly blind or, you know, or like they're totally blind because they were born that way, to like, don't give up, you know. Like, I'm doing a podcast totally blind. This shit ain't easy. Pardon my French, but this shit ain't easy, you know. And if your technology doesn't work correctly, everything can go to caca, you know. So it is what it is, and that's why I'm doing it. I'm doing it not only to show the blind and visually impaired community, not only to show the sighted folks, I'm doing it also for my daughter. I'm doing it also for kids in the future later on, because who knows, maybe my daughter will listen to this when she's like in her 20s, and she'd be like, that's my dad, and look, this is my dad doing this, and he's blind now, you know. So that's why I do it. I do it for that. I do it for like your daughter also, you know, or your kids. They see that shit and they be like, wow, like, look at my dad's friend, you know what I'm saying? And look and they be like, look at Vinny and Juan doing collabs together on YouTube or whatever the case may be, on podcasts, whatever, you know. But that's what I do it for, man. I do it for that.
Yeah, it's like when I was doing my YouTube channel, I know, if anybody who knows my YouTube channel was, you know, Vincent Grosso's My Visually Impaired Life. You know, everybody knows that super long title. But, you know, I stopped for numerous reasons, and I had intentions of going back to doing it, and, you know, life got in the way. But when I did it, I could not believe the amount of people that would comment, and I still get comments to this day, and I always answer the comments on that. Right. Even when I'm making videos right now, I always reply to a comment. You comment, I'm gonna reply. Right. And but I couldn't believe the comments I was getting from people. People were like, "Thank you." You know, like I got emails, people saying thank you, and I helped them in a way. Especially it was like the White Cane videos I did and stuff like that, and it made me feel good, and it made me feel like I was doing my part in this world, especially when it comes to religion. You know what I mean? Like when it comes to God, you know, like God tells you to help others, and I felt like I was doing that, and I loved it, and I wanted to start my own podcast too, and but I'm in a funk.
Yeah, well, it don't. If you don't, because I know you already got everything set up, man. And even if you not ready yet to do it on your podcast, you're always welcome to come up here and we can just wing it, or we can just talk about anything. Because we got other plans later on. I'm not gonna say what, but that's they gotta listen. But yeah. So you already know. You can always come up here, and we do what we gotta do, man.
Yeah. Well, I didn't want everybody to think I'm making excuses. Just I miss YouTubing. I really miss it, and I miss everybody.
I miss you on YouTube too. It's been like a year, dog. Like,
yeah,
and you already know why I left and came back, but like. That's why it's like, man, I got to get back into this,
Yeah, for me, it was when they started that $45,000, per mistake on your videos, and you know what I mean, with the copyrights and all that.
Oh yeah, all that bullcrap.
Like, I'm gonna take a break for now and just see what goes on with this. And then it went from that to COVID. And then when COVID happened, I didn't know what was going on. I was just thinking about my family.
Right.
So I got into that. And then when I was ready to come back, we ended up getting a puppy.
Yeah.
So I ended up getting a puppy and tried doing that visually impaired. A beagle on top of that. So I've been busy. But whenever I do, and I have tried making videos, but my daughter, man, she's 5 now, and she's so hyper that she used to be able to sit in the background of my videos, and she wouldn't let me do anything, and now she's just like, hi.
Yeah, I remember.
So those times are come and gone. I gotta wait for the wifey to get home. So, but anyway. So yeah, I'll keep quiet. I talk too much about certain things.
Yeah, if you guys want, go check him out on YouTube. Even though he hasn't uploaded in a very long time, but the brother, if you check out his editing, if you're visually impaired and you can kind of make stuff out, look at his editing, look at his intro, like listen to the music, listen to the way the brother speaks when he's describing stuff, whatever text. He does text reviews too, so check those things out too. He even shows you, what was that? That was the Game Board game, right? One of your videos.
Yeah, that was my video. I was just mentioning, he's in that video.
The brother shows you how to, do things with board games and stuff. Like, just go check him out. And, even though I know my brother, he's not uploading like that no more, but hopefully I can get his ass in there and start doing it again.
I have plans of doing it. I do.
Yeah, because I miss you, man. I tell you every time, I'm like, dog, I miss you. It was you and me in the beginning, remember? I was at 25, then you hit 30 subs, then we started going up on subs because we was like hitting the community, you know what I'm saying? And we were getting the interest in the people, and even though you got way more subs than me because you never deleted your channel, but I did. And at one point you was at 300 and something. I was like at 2, or I think at 150, 160. But we were helping the community out. We were telling stories.
But that was another issue with that too, was on YouTube I noticed that for certain YouTubers, it only became about the subscriber count. And I was like, at this point, I was like, I don't feel like I'm helping anybody as much as,
Exactly.
I don't care. I never intended to make money on YouTube. I was never gonna even do any of that. And then it just, I don't know, it was a whole bunch of things. But,
because
the smoke swindled down now, and a lot of people are coming back. Yeah,
but the thing is like, I'm not gonna mention names on my podcast because I'm not trying to give them fame, but it's we're not doing it like when we first started. We weren't doing it for subscriber accounts. We're doing it. We
always talk about it.
Yeah, but we're doing it.
So helping the people.
Yeah, we're doing it to help the people, to raise awareness, to let the sighted see us, and what we do. and helping the blind and visually impaired in what we do. And we weren't doing it for money. We weren't doing it for subscribers. And don't get me wrong, subscribers are good. Yes. But because they already know, because once you have those subscribers growing, you already know you're reaching the people. You already know that there's people interested in what you got to say, you know? So.
True. That's why I always said, like, you know, thanks for subscribing, because the more subscribers, that's the more people I'm potentially helping, you know. But I don't know everything, and I've learned a lot. Like, remember, I made a video about the difference between blind and visual impairment.
Yeah, I remember that one.
How I think they're two separate things. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and then you know, I got a couple lectures on comments, and I'm very open-minded to them, you know. Mm-hmm. But I'm still young and new to being visually impaired, and my mindset is totally changed on that. So that video I probably should be deleting and redoing, but yeah, like, you know, there's so many things that have changed, and you know, and if I want to help people, I want to give them the right sources, the right information.
Right.
I don't want to veer anybody away to, you know.
Right.
Something. I loved everybody's criticism. I loved how people participated in every video.
Yeah, because they comment. That's what we get our joy from, is when you comment and we can respond back and communicate with everyone.
Yeah, Brian Grilling put me right back in my place with that video. So
yeah, I remember that. You know? And then you pinned his comment.
Well, of course, because I love, you know, I never say I'm right ever, because you never know.
Yeah, no, and I agree. I even agreed with what he said too. You know.
Yeah.
So, what you call it? Oh, shoot! I just bumped the microphone. But yeah, dang, man, I had another question for you. I had 3 of them. No, I gave you 2 already. I had one more.
I know we veered off.
What happened?
This is good topics here.
Yeah. Let me see here. Give me a moment, ladies and gentlemen. I caught a brain fart over here. Man.
The last question you asked me was about friends and how they act and react to my
how your friends react to. Man. Well, I can't mute the mic now.
That's the brain police. They're coming to fix your brain, so you remember the last question.
Yeah, right. For real. Man, what was the last question? Man, I forgot. And I guarantee after we're done with this podcast, I'm going to be like, yep, that's what it was.
Doesn't it stink when you can't just write things down?
Right? I got to put stuff in my memo pad and let it read it back out to me and stuff. But yeah, is there anything else you want to add on, man?
No, I'm just glad that I get this opportunity to be on your podcast, you know, and you're doing so many awesome things, and I'm just happy to be able to say hi to people, and, you know, anybody that subscribed to me right now, if you're listening to this podcast, you hear me, I still love you and I still miss you, and don't be mad at me for being off. You know, we all go through things, especially through COVID, and, you know, we have our lives to live at the end of the day. So, but I will be back in some way, shape, or form. So that's why I haven't deleted my channel. So, I
want you back, man. I don't even care if we gotta go live streams on YouTube and stuff. Hold on, let me check where we're at right now on this time. If I can just find the fingerprint thing real quick. Hold on, give me a minute, my brother.
Yep.
Just to let everybody know, most likely this podcast will be uncut and unedited.
Well, that's what makes it real. So,
right.
Don't worry about it.
All right, so we're at 34 minutes right about now. So you got anything else, my brother? You want to let anybody else know anything else? You want to throw any shout outs or whatever?
I got plenty to say. Like, you know, if you're just becoming visually impaired and blind, don't be afraid to seek out those answers you need. don't be afraid to contact the Association for the Blind. I can't tell you how many people I've met that are blind or vision impaired or just newly, and they don't do anything. They don't try to seek out help. They do nothing. They sit and swallow in their own home. And I know there's COVID and everything, but like there's Zoom, you can learn how to do it. They can call you, and you can just answer, and you're in a Zoom call. So you can be at a peer support group.
Right.
You know, so there's so many means, and you need to find those help. You know, find that help and search YouTube, because YouTube, there's so many of us visually impaired and blind people helping each other, and that was the greatest thing about it. Was we were such a family, and legit, like, you know, we talked to each other through Messenger and stuff, like beyond the videos, and
right.
We, you know, I just, you know, if you're visually impaired and blind, just do what you gotta do, and don't give up. And
yeah, and there's a lot of people in the blind and visually impaired community, which I'm not gonna name names, but they went from where we started from low. You know, we started from the bottom, and once they got to the top, it was like they did a whole entire 360. Once they got 70,000 subscribers, once they reach even like a little petty of 2,000 subscribers, they started to change, and whatever money they get from the community, they don't put it back into the community, you know. So it's like these people have changed a lot in this community, and that's why at one point, you already know, Vinny, man, I deleted my channel because I got fed up with the community at one point, because I saw how they weren't putting back in, you know. And that's what broke my heart. That's what broke my heart.
It's understandable.
You know?
Yeah, so I don't know, but I noticed that a lot of people stopped. A lot of us, like our little big family, stopped. A lot of us, and then slowly over time, people started coming back. You know, and they revamped their channels. And by the way, that's another thing. I might not leave a lot of comments on YouTube anymore, because every time I leave a comment, someone's like, "Where are you?" You know, and I got to the point where I was like, I don't know what to say. You know, I don't want to be making excuses.
Right.
And then. But I am still watching your content. I am still subscribed to you. If I was subscribed to you before, I'm still subscribed to you now, and I click all those notifications to be coming to me right away. Right. So
that's the same thing I do.
Watching your channels. Yeah, that's you, Roxy. Always watching Roxy Diamond. Everybody. You know what I mean? Like, I'm always listening, and then if I can say one more thing, and I'm done. Okay.
Go ahead, man. We got all the time you need.
I don't want people to think I'm pushing religion on them, but one of the biggest things that helped me more than any peer support group, was me picking up a Bible. And I can't read it physically, but I got a phone with Google Play on it, and I got the Bible app for free. And instead of starting at the beginning of Genesis, I decided to listen to a little birdie. You know, it was another YouTuber that said, "Don't start at Genesis, start at the New Testament." And I started at the New Testament, and I listened to there, and that was when I completely, utterly fell in love with Jesus all over again. And I knew it helped me tremendously through my vision loss. And so many good things. And then I went from the New Testament to Genesis, and I started listening and doing all that. And it's funny how when you listen to the New Testament first, the original Old Testament makes sense, because it sounded like gibberish to me when I tried it. I was like, I don't understand any of this. And then after the New Testament, I totally understood it. Not 100%. There's always stuff to learn, but
because they rewrite it in a way that we can understand it now. You know,
I mean, I'm talking even the one that you can't understand, the old King James version. You know, like I listen to the New American Standard Version and stuff like that, and I tried other ones too. But it's funny because over the years, even when I had my site, I would pick up a Bible and I'd be like, I'd read like 2 minutes, I'd be like, close it, and be like, I don't understand any of this crap. It's like Shakespeare. So then when I decided to do the New Testament first, and then go to the Genesis after, it was like weird because I understood New Testament right from the beginning. It made more sense. And then all that I didn't understand in Genesis was like, wow, I can actually hear it. And that's where they call filling yourself with the Holy Spirit. So, but anyway, that's my only religious gibberish I'm going to put on this channel right now. But I'm just people try it because it helped me emotionally and and mentally, you know what I mean? So, yeah, it might not be for you. You might read it and be like, oh, this is still hogwash, but it did for me, and you know, there's a good chance it could help you too.
Yeah, I listen to it myself. I have it on my phone. I have it on my Android phone because I got more space up there. But yeah.
Oh, you're doing good, man. You're doing good. I listen to your videos with your verses. They're awesome, especially that music.
Thank you, my brother. I appreciate, man, your support and everything. And you've been by my side for a very long time, man. You know.
I'll keep being by your side too.
And I'm gonna end this podcast right now, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you, my brother Vinny, for being here, man, and you know, telling your story and even more. God bless you, and God bless.
It's short and sweet, but if anybody wants to know like all the details of my juicy life over here with my vision loss, just go to My Visually Impaired Life on YouTube.
Right. Go to his YouTube channel. Go check him out and subscribe too, because that'll push this brother to start going and doing what he needs to do.
Yeah, then I can make money. No, I'm just kidding.
You funny, man. You funny. All right, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Juan. This is my brother Vinny over here. Subscribe to My RP Life. Subscribe to Vincent Grasso's My Visually Impaired Life. On YouTube, it's My Visually Impaired Life. It's not his name no more. So go check him out. Go support him over there. And thank you for joining us, ladies and gentlemen. And follow me on Twitter. You can also join my Facebook group, My RP Life Family and Friends. I am an admin there because it's my group, and my beautiful diva Deb, she's my admin. She's my queen, and she's pretty much the one who runs it. But yeah, subscribe to My RP Life on YouTube. God bless. Don't forget to subscribe and listen to me on all the platforms that Anchor puts me on, such as Spotify, iPod, and Google Podcasts, and all the other platforms Anchor puts me on. So God bless. Peace out.